What's so funny, Louise?
Oh my goodness, I am reading the funniest Bible story, I think, in the whole Bible.
Really?
It's hilarious.
Which one is that?
It's about Abraham. Do you remember? You remember Abraham? right?
I remember Abraham.
Okay, it comes from the book of Genesis, the 18th chapter. So, Abraham's getting a little old, and
Yeah.
he's a little tired. And you know, he had all that cattle and those sheep and all this stuff he had to take care
How
of.
old is he?
He's pretty old.
He's about 100, isn't he?
He's about 100, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty old. So, you know, it's the middle of the day, and he's taking a little break. He's sitting
Okay.
in his tent at the door, and he looks down the road, and he sees 3 men coming down the road.
Let me guess. They were trying to sell new tents.
Nope.
They were Jehovah's Witnesses.
Nope.
Well, what happened then?
Okay, so they come down the road, and apparently Abraham is an extrovert because he is so excited to see these people. He runs out to meet them, and he said, "Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Please come in and stay with me for a little while. I would love for you to come in and eat some of my food, and we can have a really good visit."
He does all of this without asking his wife first.
Yeah, that's what I think is the first funny part.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I would never do that.
Yeah, you better not. You better not.
I know better.
So, yeah. So he, they say, okay, we'll come in for a little while, no problem. And he says, so he gets really, really excited. He says, "Oh, I've got to get all of this together. I'm so excited. This is like having a party." So he runs to Sarah and he says, Sarah, guess what? We've got company." And Sarah kind of looks at him and he says, "Now, I want you to go find the best flour and make some bread." Can you believe that?
In the
Make
middle
some
of the
bread.
day, makes
Yeah,
make
stop
some
everything
bread.
you're doing because you know making bread takes a while. So,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
got to
I've never
rise,
done
doesn't
it. Yeah,
it?
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So he goes and tells Sarah, "Go make some bread and make it good bread." And apparently she does it. And then he runs out to his herd. You know, he's got
Don't
all
you love a
these.
submissive wife?
So then he goes out to the herd and he finds a calf because they are supposed to be the tenderest and the best tasting. And he picks up this calf and he runs and he gives it to his servant and he says, fix this calf and cook it and make it taste really good."
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay.
then he comes back and he presents all of this food that everybody else has fixed to these 3 men, and he stands off in the distance and watches them eat.
He watches them eat.
He watches
Doesn't
them
them eat. He
Yes.
doesn't eat with them.
He doesn't eat with them. He stands over to the side to make sure they're having a good time.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
Sarah doing in all
So
this?
she's in the tent. So she's in the tent and she's listening, you know. Well, how is she going to know what's going on if she's not listening? So she's got her ear up, listening to what's going on out there. And so Abraham goes over and he starts talking to one of them.
Okay.
To all 3 of them, really.
Okay.
And one of them says to him, and it says in our Bible, it says that the Lord starts talking, but it could have been one of the men speaking to Abraham through one of the men. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
That is.
So one of them says, "Guess what? When I come back by here, you and Sarah go have a baby."
Are they going to adopt?
I don't think so. That's not what the guy says.
Now, if I remember right, Abraham is about 100 at this time, and Sarah's pushing 90.
Yeah, they're pretty old for that kind of stuff. I get tired just thinking about it. But he says you and Sarah are gonna have a baby. Well, you know Sarah's listening in over there, and she just bursts out laughing.
I guess so.
I would have burst out laughing too. So the man says to Abraham, "Why is Sarah laughing?" Abraham doesn't know. So Abraham goes to Sarah and says, "Were you laughing?"
And what does Sarah say?
I'm not laughing. I wasn't laughing. I wasn't laughing. And Abraham says, oh, yes, you were laughing. And I love the way it says it in our Bible, so I'm going to read it to you. But Sarah denied, saying, I did not laugh, for she was afraid. And he said, oh, yes, you did laugh.
Ooh.
Kind of like, you did it. No, I didn't. Yes, you did.
No, I
you
didn't.
Yeah, they're like children. Isn't that hysterical?
What happened there?
Well, guess what happened next? They had a baby.
You mean the men came back, and when they did, Abraham and Sarah
We're parents.
were parents. I hope they had a good nanny.
Well, I don't know, but that's how Abraham became the father of all the nation.
Oh.
Because God had told him that he can look up at the sky and see all the stars, and he would have that many children. Isn't that the funniest story, though? You think about
That is a funny story. That
Yeah.
is a funny story.
it. Yeah.
I think it would be even better with a rap.
A rap.
Yeah.
I say,
So,
go ahead.
Louise, drop the beat. Once upon a moonlight night, when all the stars were shining bright, an old man knelt down to pray. This is what he had to say. How long, oh long, to have a boy? It would give me so much joy.
It would give me so much joy.
God was quick with his reply. Go outside and scan the sky. Try to count each little star that is twinkling from afar. If you can, then you will know how big your family will grow.
How big your family will grow.
Drop the beat. Drop the beat. Many years went passing by, and Abraham would often sigh when he saw the starry sky. Yet each time he climbed in bed, he remembered what God said.
He remembered what God said.
Drop the beat. Then one day God sent some men just to tell him once again, God is sending you a boy who will fill your heart with joy.
Who will fill your heart with joy?
Sarah laughed inside the tent. Is that really what God meant? To have a boy? I'm too old. I will never have that joy.
I will never have that joy.
But God's promises are true. What he says he's going to do. So when 9 months were done, Sarah had a baby son. How they laughed with pride and joy as they held their little boy.
As they held their little boy.
Drop the beat.
As they held their little boy.
Drop